Okay, welcome back to some warbands. This one is going to be a bit different to the previous ones because we're starting a small warband campaign kind of thing. Escalation League campaign, bunch of games, just playing for fun. You know how it is. We are starting though at 250 points. So it's very low level. And I'm starting with my dwarfs. I was going to start with orcs and goblins. But I didn't have them ready. And this was last minute that I agreed to play these games because I was meant to be playing a different game. So I just picked my dwarfs up because they were all ready to go in their box. Went to the club, picked up some games. So yeah, 250 points. Let me open the warbands document. So in this video, I'm going to be doing two battle reports. The first one is going to be against vampire counts. Here it is, vampire count, and then the second one's going to be against orcs and goblins. I'm not 100% on their lists, but I mean 250 points. I'm not going to be able to get it too wrong. So, but let me go through the warband stuff first. Let me see here. Okay, so this was a supplement in a white dwarf, I think. Okay, so this is everything here. This is the wrong one. Let me open the other one. Okay. So, the way that you could build your warbands, we're playing, like I said, playing 250 points to 500. Got to have at least 2 core units. May not include more than 10 units. Cool. 1 special and 1 rare, or 2 of one or 2 of the other. I have a mercenary in my list, which we're counting as one of those. Yeah, none of this other stuff applies to me. You can only have 1 chariot, regardless if you can take them in squads. And then the units, minimum unit sizes is changed, as you can see here. So if you're on a 20 by 20, you can have three models minimum. We put this up to 25 by 25, and then this one up to 30 by 30, because it's from an older edition. So 25 by 25 or 30 by 30 is 3 models minimum. You're going to see that in the first game. I don't think there's anything else in here that is worth looking at. We were rolling on the unknown objectives table, but I'll tell you what I rolled at the beginning of each of the games that we're playing. And then this is the victory conditions. But we'll go through those in a minute. We weren't doing any of this kind of stuff. This wasn't the battle we were playing. Okay. If you want to pause the video or anything and go back and have a look at these in a bit more detail, you can read through them. Okay, so we were playing like I said, we're playing a small campaign type of thing, which means we're earning experience points between battles. So you will see my warband does upgrade, or not upgrade. I get to spend experience points between battles. If you get a massacre, you get 100 victory points, 175. Play to a draw, 50, and if you lose, you still get 25. And then you get your underdog bonus, which is, it's basically a quarter of the difference in points between your 2 armies. And then if there's a huge disparity, like say someone has 500 points worth of stuff and someone only has like 200, there's somewhere that lets you roll. And it changes like the maximum size the game can be, so then someone would have to drop down to it's a fairer game. Okay, so I'm playing dwarfs, and my general, because he's a character, gets a archetype. Now this was very confusing because I originally thought that the X's were ones that you couldn't take, and so I was looking at dwarfs and I was like, oh right, okay, I can be an intimidator, I can be a magician, I could be a psychopath. That doesn't seem very rogue. These don't seem very dwarfy. And then I very quickly realised it was actually the X's are the ones that I can take. I think probably the best one for me would have been Barbarian, because it gives you an extra D3 on your charge range. But I didn't take that. I took, what did I take? I took Noble, I think. Because I thought, dwarfs were pretty noble creatures. I'm going into this, there's a bunch of orcs and vampire counts. One of the other players was playing lizardmen, and there's a bunch of monstrous things kicking about, so I'm going to take the high ground. I'm going to be the moral authority here. So I took noble. It means I can never have the assassinate under objective. Which means if I roll that, I have to choose another one. Great. I always get to pass out lookout sir rolls. And even if there's less than 5 models in the unit. So my dwarf can be like running about outside. Oh, I can't even remember what the lookout sir rolls are. I don't think they've ever come into play. But I automatically pass them. So that's cool. Yeah, Barbarian would have been the best one for me, I think. Maybe Veteran would have been good. Failed the first panic test. Yeah, maybe this one, but we're going to be noble. We're going to be noble. Okay. That's everything. My opponent in this first battle is Vampire Count, and he was a Barbarian. So he gets an additional D3 to his charge distance. Okay, let's get back to it. Okay, so this is my warband. Pictures aren't great from this one because the games were moving fast. It was incredibly cold in this church hall. It was like -2 degrees or something. I was shivering. I was freezing. So we were trying to play the games quickly. Okay, so in my warband, I have got... Oh, we also agreed that no unit can have more than 25 points of magic items. So if you've got a 20-point magic banner in a unit, you can only take 5 points worth of stuff on your champion. And heroes can only take 25 points. Also, only hero levels are allowed. So no level 3s or 4s, and no like lord level fighter characters. So I couldn't take a king, for example. Okay, so I have got a Thane, and he had shield and a great weapon, full plate. He also had a rune of fury. I'm just pulling up the list now. I think he had a rune of fury. Yeah, he had a rune of fury, 25 points. So he used 91 points for that guy. And he's my general. And then I had a unit of 7 dwarf warriors with a musician and a standard bearer. They don't have great weapons, they've just got shields. Did I give them great weapons? Maybe I did, actually. No, because I'm playing... what is it? Royal Clan? Royal Clan? Royal Clan. So I get the +1 to strength on a turn that I charge or make a follow-up move. So they've just got hammer and shield. And then I've got 3 quarrelers. They don't have any upgrades. They aren't rangers, they're quarrelers. No upgrades at all. And then a Doomseeker who has a... I don't think he had any runes. Yeah, I think he was just naked. Which is how he likes to be. So this is my deployment. We were playing this first game. Is it in here? Yep, so you roll at the beginning of the game, you roll for the deployment zone, where we got map A. So I was player B, so I was deployed over here. Okay, my opponent's deployment. So my opponent was playing Vampire Counts. He had a vampire with shield. I think he had the biting blade. Then there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 skeletons. Yep. 6 ghouls with poison attacks. And then 3 fellbats, I think they were. So I'm outnumbered, I think. And that vampire is pretty killy because of the biting blade. He has a lot of attacks, I think. And they get the D3 on their charge, so... Okay. My opponent goes first. He wanted to fly his bats behind my quarrelers, but I'd positioned him in such a way that it was pure luck. I didn't plan this, that he would have landed on top of me, and he couldn't fit in this space. So he couldn't get over in this area. He probably could have gone over here, but he elected to fly over in this direction instead. I'd positioned them so they were 15 inches away from the skeletons, because I wanted to be in short range for shooting. This was difficult terrain and dangerous for cavalry. I think someone had moved through cover. It might have been the vampire had moved through cover. Someone had it anyway. So they weren't taking the -1. Maybe that's not true. Maybe that's the next game. I can't remember. But anyway, so he flew them over here. Moved the vampire and the skeletons just this way a bit. And the ghouls came around the back. So this is the shot of my warband from the front angle, which I never do. I always forget to take pictures of my dwarfs, my army from front on, because I'm on the other side of the table. I'm usually behind them, right? This Doomseeker is actually a crewman for my Goblin Hewer, because he's painted, and he looks like a Doomseeker. He's got a lot of axes, so it's like he'll do. Oh, the ghouls had a reserve move, so they moved again to move around to here. Okay, my turn one. My Doomseeker, who was here, charges. Goes straight into the side of the unit, which means this vampire is only going to get one supporting attack, I believe. I had a conversation about this, and I don't think that he can move through the fighting rank. I mean, I think you can move into the fighting rank, but I don't think you can move through the fighting rank. So he was stuck there, so he couldn't fight with all of his attacks. My Quarrelers, I had a couple of shots with like cover and stuff at these guys from where I was positioned before, so I would have been at like minuses anyway to shoot them. So I was like, I'm just going to turn around and hit a -2 to shoot the bats, because it's probably better than shooting these guys, because they're skirmish and hard cover and stuff. So okay, combat. I'll give you the TLDR on what happened in shooting. Absolutely nothing. 3 Quarrelers hitting on 6s is not doing anything to anyone. My Doomseeker, though, he just wiped the unit. Thanks to him winning combat and then them not getting too many attacks back at him, they didn't do any damage to him. So he's on 2-1 still, and they crumbled and stuff like that. So there's just these 2 guys left. Okay. Vampire counts turn 2. Inevitable. Everyone just charged my dwarf block. Like, I think this is probably going to be fine, right? Because I've got stubborn. I should be okay. Fingers crossed. So, yeah, they all charged in. Okay, disaster. These guys, the vampire just killed my Doomseeker before he even got a chance to swing, because he didn't get his initiative bonus, so he just got killed. I believe my warriors, because they were outnumbered 2-1 here, I had to roll for it. And I believe I just gave ground, because I didn't lose combat by too many because of my static res, because I had the banner, and I'd done a wound or 2, I think, to these bats. I'd done a wound to these as well. There's only 5 of them. I think I did a wound to these, so I got 2 for that. I got 1 for the standard. And they killed, what, 4 guys? So I think I lost by a couple. I think I ended up giving ground. The ghouls chose not to follow up, and the bats did indeed follow up. It's not looking great here. My Quarrelers basically are useless. 3 Quarrelers is just awful. They don't hit anything. If they do hit anything, it's even less likely they're going to wound raise. So. But luckily this turn I only have to fight these guys. I think he didn't follow up with these because he wanted to like maybe protect his vampire and stuff. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, dwarf turn 2. Maybe this is the vampire's turn. What happened here? So I think what happened here is I didn't charge in with my Quarrelers. I think I was considering charging in my Quarrelers, but I think I just moved them to get some shots at the ghouls, because they are skirmish, but they're just like this because you haven't moved them after the combat. So I think what happened is this is my turn. I didn't move these guys. I think I maybe took some pot shots at these guys. I think in hindsight I should have charged into the bats. I think that would have been a better situation. Maybe I did charge. I think I did charge in, actually. I think I did charge in. And then I won combat. The bats crumbled a bit and then gave ground, and they've pushed back. And then my quarrelers just chose to reform. Yeah, because I think they would have been here. And then they've just reformed like this, is what's happened. So I won this combat, they gave ground. So that's good. Starting to push the undead back. It's my Thane that's doing all the heavy lifting. This first turn of when I lost these 4 dwarfs, I failed all my saves. But I didn't. No saves failed here. And I also now I pushed them back. I followed them up. I'm now an additional strength as well for the next round of combat. So this is Vampires turn 3. It's ghouls charge into my quarrelers. Okay, around here because they've got line of sight and they're skirmished, so they should charge into my quarrelers. I did stand and shoot. Didn't do anything. Only 4 of them had the movement from the charge range to get into base to base. The other one had to go behind. Okay. Ugh. I think my Thane challenged the vampire. And even with his biting blade, because I had heavy armor, full plate armor, gromroll, a shield, I won that combat. I killed him because of the plus strength. So my hand weapon would be strength 5. So yeah, killed him. Did I also kill the bat? I can't remember if I killed the bat. Maybe I did, but killing the vampire, the standard bearer, I won combat, and they crumbled. My quarrelers held. It was a drawn combat, I believe. No one killed anyone. I passed all my saves on these. These have only got heavy armor. They've got no shields. But I passed all my saves. I didn't fail a single save from that combat. So that was very nice. Made up for the failing all the 4 pluses before. Draw 3-4 to turn around. Maybe my quarrelers did win this combat. Yeah, I passed all my saves and I must have maybe killed 1 or 2 and then the rest of them crumbled and they've given ground. I followed them up, or maybe a charger's turn, and then my warriors charge. And it is good night, ghouls. Those ghouls are nasty though. 2 attacks each with poison. That's what did all the damage in that first round of combat against my warriors. Okay, so at the end of the battle, at the end of the battle, you roll for every model that died, you roll a dice. On a 1 or a 2, they are permanently dead. They don't come back. So I had to roll for my Doomseeker and I had to roll for my warriors. So in the end, because my Doomseeker isn't worth any points when he's dead, I actually got a massacre. So I got 100 experience points for winning the battle. Oh, my bonus objective, I rolled a 4, which was kill at least 50% of the opponent's force, unit strength, by the end of the battle, which I did because I wiped him out. So I got 150 experience points. Yeah, so 3 of my warriors died. Out of the 4, I rolled 3 1s and 2s. So I had to buy them back. So which gives me 150 experience points, down to 70. Then I bought another 3 quarrelers. This should be 2 quarrelers. I bought 2 quarrelers to take the unit up to 5. And I bought them shields. And I bought another 3 warriors for the unit, to take up to 10 warriors. Which left me with 17 experience points going into the next battle. Show me a quick drink. It's hard to keep talking for this amount of time without drinking. I apologise if it's triggering you. Or you don't like the sound of it. But it is what it is. So yeah, so I had 17 points left over going into the next battle. I think this took me up to 303 points overall total on my army. Alright, next battle. Oh, I've got some quick pictures of my warband. This is what my warband looks like once it's upgraded. Up to 10 warriors. Doomseekers there chilling. 5 quarrelers. A bit more intimidating than 3. They've got shields now, so they're a bit more survivable. And there's my Thane. Look at him. Mighty. So mighty, in fact, that he's melted all the snow on his base. I need to finish that. And there they are up on the hill. They've got great weapons at the minute. Well, they haven't, but they will eventually. Hopefully. Alright. Next battle against Orcs and Goblins. This was my opponent's... I think he was on slightly less than me points-wise. He'd won his previous battle. He'd also got a massacre. He was only on slightly less points than I was. Because I think his chariot died in the last battle. He had to bring that back. So he must have been... I think he's got 30 points less than me. Which rounded up to... he was the underdog, so he was going to gain an additional 8 points at the end of the battle, regardless of if he won or not. 8 experience points. So this was his deployment. He's got a unit of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ball boys. 6 ball boys. 5 ball boys. He's playing in Nomadic War. They've been upgraded to have cavalry spears. They are big uns. And then there is a boss on a boar in there. Oh, also, my opponent's vampire from the last battle died. He rolled a 1 on his vampire. So he permanently died. But you don't permanently kill characters. They roll on an injury table. So he rolled on his injury table and he lost his magic item. So his biting blade got stolen by the dwarfs. Now, I personally think that I should now have a biting blade in my inventory, in my armory, to give to a dwarf. Apparently that's not how it works, so I must have just taken it back to the hold, thrown it on a big pile of magic items that I've acquired. I'm just like, I'm not using these. Runes are the only way to go. So, yeah, big boss on a boar. I don't think he had any magic items. And then a wolf chariot. So yeah, this is after my Vanguard move. I Vanguard up here, because I deployed over here. We're playing the same map that we did the previous one, the table quarters. We rolled the same map. So I just Vanguarded up to here. We had a bit of a discussion about this. We said it's impassable, so it blocks line of sight. You see later on that I pushed him a little bit further out, I think. Because we couldn't remember, we couldn't decide if it was the full base that blocked line of sight, or just the building itself. I can't remember. We'll see in the next couple of photos if I've pushed him out a bit further. Because I put him here originally because I thought it was just the building. But I think we did have a discussion, and maybe I moved him further because we said that this actually blocked line of sight. Here's my deployment. Again, I mean, this is a scary unit for this level points, right? This is going to hit me really, really hard. So I just deployed in front of a building. Because if they hit me, they're going to win combat on the charge. Okay, fine. But then I can, if I give ground, I just stay there. If I fall, I can go over, I just stay there. Because the building blocks me. I know they're going to come back into me probably, but they'll only get not even an inch back into me. So they won't get any of their bonus for charging. They get an inch, right? Because I think they push back away from me. Because they've got to be an inch away. And then I can maybe kill one of them with these 5 quarrelers on the way in. Maybe. I could probably challenge out the guy with my Thane. Maybe I can maybe win that fight if I use a great weapon. And yeah, this is why my Doomseeker's here. Because they're going to come in to me, and then my Doomseeker can charge into them. And get the rear and do a bunch of damage and mess them up. So yeah, that's my thinking. That's my plan. That's my dwarfs. There's my freezer bag. The dwarfs, they live in the freezer bag because the snow doesn't melt. Here it is, yeah. So you can see this is my Doomseeker set up to come in and support. Because these guys can't make a first turn charge, it's too far away. So my opponent's got to make the decision what he's going to do. Because I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to shoot. If I kill one boar boy a turn, maybe, he's going to have to get to me as soon as he can, right? So my opponent does in fact do that. I think maybe I went first. And I shot at him and didn't do anything. I can't remember who went first. So I think we did decide then that this it was just the buildings, the block line of sight. My opponent was umming and ahhing and wasn't sure whether he should put this here, put these here. Because this Doomseeker can charge around here. He's got a 12-inch declare range. So he was a little bit worried about this. So what he decided in the end was to put his ball boys here. And then put this to try and block. I think I can still declare against these ball boys. With the Doomseeker going around here if I wanted to. But he put him here to try and block me going around there. So it's looking pretty bad. This charge into these is probably going to kill them. I might get a stand and shoot. Maybe I do a wound. It's only a wolf chariot. Maybe I get a wound off of it. And I got shields now, so maybe I can survive that. This is going to hurt no matter what I do here. Okay, so my Doomseeker charged the wolf chariot. Like I said, I think maybe looking back at these pictures now, I probably could have charged the ball boys, but I chose to charge the wolf chariot, and he fled. Okay, I tried to redirect, and I didn't roll high enough on my charge anyway. Opponent's turn 2. Charged his block of ball boys into my dwarfs. And the wolf chariot did not rally. Just continues fleeing. Okay. How many dwarfs has he killed? 1, 2, 3, 4. Killed 6 dwarfs. I felt like in good order. Maybe I gave ground. I can't remember. Hit the building. I killed 3 in return with my Thane. So, maybe I fell back in good order, I think, and then I just hit the building. I think I used my Thane's Stubborn to just fall back in good order. So yeah, I killed 3 of the ball boys with my Thane's Great Weapon. Very good. Maybe it was a warrior killed 1 and then the Thane killed 2. Either way, this went better than I expected. The fact that I killed a couple of them as well is really good, because now I can flank charge, I can get the Doomseeker in. This unit needed to break me on the charge. It's a bonus that this continued running away, but it wouldn't have mattered, I don't think, because it still would have been over here, and then it's going into my turn anyway, so. This guy continues to flee, doesn't quite make it to the edge of the table. So yeah, that is... I'm not sure what happened there, my OBS crashed. Hopefully it's captured everything else. But anyway, like I was saying, we had a fairly intense conversation about challenges and impact hits and stuff like that. And whether he could get his impact hit. But this might have been before this turn, actually, on the challenge. And I'm of the opinion that if you're in a challenge and the character's in a unit, you can't impact hit them, because if the unit has 5 or more models, this was the previous turn. It specifically says that the impact hits and stomps can't be directed at characters if they're within a unit of 5 or more models. But a challenge says you direct all of your attacks against the person in the challenge, your opponent in the challenge. So, currently, rules as written, your impact hits and stomps and things are lost in a challenge if the person who you're challenging is in a unit of 5 or more models. My opponent does agree with this, and then we had a bit of a discussion between the 4 of us playing the Warband. And yeah, anyway, in the end, we decided to just roll a dice on it, and it turned out that he did do it, but looking at it here, it wouldn't have mattered because I'm not in a unit of 5 or more models anyway, so the conversation was mute. But yeah. So, sorry about those notifications. I should have turned those off. I didn't even think about it. Anyway, that's why there's no pictures, is what I'm saying. My Quarrelers charged in here. My Doomseeker charged into the rear. I smashed the ball boys to bits. This guy keeps fleeing. This guy did run away. I think he should have fled because I outnumbered him so much. Because of the Quarrelers, the Doomseeker, and the Warriors. Because I killed all the ball boys. So I think he should have fled. But... or maybe he did flee and then he rallied. For sure, that's what happened. So then on my turn, I just followed him up because I couldn't make the charge. So I just moved forward. Actually, I moved sideways, I think. This was my follow-up move from the when he fled from combat. In my next turn, though, I moved my guys out of the way and then shot through with some quarrelers. Didn't do any wounds to him. The chariot ran off the table. And yeah, then my opponent smartly decided he's going to just move his ball boy around the back of this building. Because he doesn't want him to die, because he doesn't have to roll to come back and stuff. And there's no way that... like, maybe he could come in and kill my Doomseeker. He doesn't really want to do that, because my Doomseeker's not worth any points. He probably doesn't want to go into this unit, because my Thane will just challenge him out again and probably win that. So he decides to just run away, and then we called the game there. He puts him back over here. Okay, so my secret objective in this was my Thane's wound. My Thane had taken a wound. So yeah, I got another massacre. I spelled massacre wrong. I got another massacre. I got my bonus objective, which was kill 50% of my opponent's force by unit strength. When I rolled at the end of the game for all the warriors, only 2 of them permanently died. That was great, so I just brought them back. And then I rolled on my Thane's veterancy table, which was... No, where is it? Is it in here, perhaps? Yeah, it's in here. What was I? I was a noble? Yeah. I rolled a 5. So I now have Challenger. I'm going to zoom it a bit. There we go. So the character must always accept a challenge when one's issued. But if I'm in a challenge, I get +2 to my leadership to a maximum of 10. Great. Leadership 10 now. I mean, it's not terrible, but I don't really need leadership that much, but it's fine, I suppose. Not the end of the world. So that cost me 25 points to do that. So carrying the 17 points from the previous game, I now have 122 experience points left. And I haven't done anything yet. I haven't bought any more models. So I'm still a bit on the fence about it. So if you want to let me know what you would buy to upgrade the army, let me know down in the comments. I might use a different warband next time. I might use my Orcs and Goblins. I might try and print some High Elves or something. Might bring some High Elves. That might be fun. I might go all Night Goblins. That could also be fun. But yeah, let me know what you would use 122 experience points for. I can give a unit veterancy, I think, for 10 points. I'm not sure what it does. We could find it. Purchase equipment, magic items, yep. Spending 10 experience points upgrades a unit plus 1 veteran status. What does that do, though? Veteran status. Warbands. For each level of veteran status, a unit may once per game roll a single die reroll to hit, wound, or pass a leadership test. I mean, I might do that. That's not bad. I might give my 2 units veteran. Yeah, I could do that. Cool. Yeah, but let me know what you would do. Let me know what warband you'd take. And obviously like the video if you can, share it. That really helps. Comments really help. Give me a thumb up or a thumb down. Yeah, I'm really enjoying these small games. They're a lot of fun. Things matter more. Like, it's much more impactful of like 3 dwarfs dying. But yeah, so anyway, thanks for listening. And let me know what you do. See ya.